say ladies and gentlemen in gender-neutral terms.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, better late than never. HIAC Talk Radio. Nope. Craig. I'm Dan. I'm the one with the D. We're waiting for Derek. And I'm trying to watch the Phillies at the same time, so this ought to go extremely well. Welcome to HIAC Talk Radio. By the time you hear this, you'll know if I'm wearing this jersey for another day. I'm wearing my Mike Schmidt powder blue. Wow. I'm not starting over. It's live.
No.
We're live, pal.
It's still alive.
We'll do it live. So, this, ratings are bad, man. Like, I was trying to hold back on this until Derek got on, but like, that's the main topic here right now, again, is ratings. And it got worse. So let's see. Takeover. Showdown did how much? What did you say? Oh, I have.
Well, we're talking about last Tuesday. We're recording
last week,
on a Thursday. They did I believe they did 586, but this past Tuesday, NXT and AEW Dynamite went head to head for the first time in almost a year, more than a year. And NXT on their regular night did 685,000. And AEW Dynamite, their flagship show, opposite NXT, did 301,000 viewers, less than half of what what NXT did. AEW purists will say, well, it's not on their regular night, but the regular night last week did the lowest ratings almost in AEW history. They only did 4.
I want to believe that, but it's literally been trending down, unfortunately.
Yes. Last week, AEW did 465,000 viewers. That's less than half. That's less than 500,000. You're going less than 500,000. Now you're at 301. That's your average, which means that at one point NXT might have done it as little as 200,000 or 100 or high 150,000 for an AEW show with all of your AEW stars on it. Now they were trying to counter program with NXT with their show. They're featuring TNA champions, the return of the Hardy Boys, which, by the way, AEW, that's how you promote the return of the Hardy Boys. And their matches were, we could talk about it again when Derek gets here, but the Hardy Boys winning another tag team championship, the North American title match with Ethan Page and Mustafa Ali. Derek even said it. I'll co-sign on it. Might have been match of the year, or at least up there in the top 5. Ricky Saints main event at the end, even though he was pinned by a TNA wrestler. Great match. Well, NXT counter programmed with you started a show with Jon Moxley and Ibushi, the no selling bowl.
Wasn't he injured?
Yeah. Isn't everyone in AEW injured?
It was fair enough.
Yeah, but I would switch over usually on a Tuesday night with both, but I didn't switch over once because NXT matches were just too good.
Listen, NXT, like, even versus Raw and SmackDown, I couldn't get less of a crap. I'm trying not to curse anymore on this network. We'll see how that goes. I already said Mike's S word, so Raw and SmackDown, that's a whole other conversation. The Triple H is, wonder if he's got something else on his mind. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. It's boring. It's boring. It's not atrocious. It's boring. To the point where I'm back to watching the highlights instead of, admittedly,
watching it
live. I was watching it live for a while again. And then I'm right back to where I started. Just don't care. NXT I'm watching live.
Yeah.
Where did NXT air in the Philadelphia area?
NXT on the CW.
Interesting. I couldn't find the listing anywhere. Always try to keep track of that. Anyway, I'll explain later. So when you say you're angry about counter programming,
yeah.
Okay. Well, let me say something.
Let me tell
Nobody gives less of a damn about Darby Allin. Okay? I'm sorry. I still haven't forgotten about the stuff that came to light about him. And no, it wasn't proven false. It was just ignored in internal investigation. It was just ignored.
Swept under the rug.
Swept under, but past that BS of him being a nonce, as they say in his native language, he sucks. Yeah. This is not me being tribalistic. This is not me jumping. I am bored to tears by Darby Allin. And that is the guy that they had Sting give the rub to. Sting, you could argue we didn't know what Sting meant half the time. And I still don't really. Something with scorpions and the Crow. But at least his matches were exciting every single time.
Yeah.
Even when he was wrestling Goldberg as the Wolfpack member, you knew he wasn't going to win. They still found a way to make sure Sting didn't get pinned clean. In fact, I think that ended on a DQ.
Yeah.
It ended somewhere where Goldberg kept his number and Sting didn't look like crap.
Yeah.
That was still exciting.
Yeah, they had a non-finish because you got to protect your big stars, your two biggest stars.
Everybody got protected that day. Everybody. Darby ain't it, man. It's just not. He's just not. We talk about the skinny ladies in AEW. Get him the F off my screen. I turn it off when he's on.
Well, I never understood why he was instantly compared to Sting, or he's got like a Sting vibe. They were saying is it just because of the face paint? I mean, that can't
you don't remember the extensive time Sting skateboarded?
Yeah, or the haircut. But I never understood why he was always compared to Sting, or he was like Sting-like. I agree he had charisma, and that's why the fans took to him, because he got himself over just from that look. And he did do some wild shit. The way he throws himself through the ropes in that human pinball. I mean, he's actively trying to kill himself, which is what AEW likes about their wrestlers, them trying to kill themselves on free television, for nothing. But I never understood why Sting went with it and said, yeah, let's give Darby the rub out of all the wrestlers, the young, talented wrestlers that you could do something with, that could draw you some ratings, that Sting could give the rub to. I never understood why it was Darby. I never understood why the pillars were Darby, Sammy, Jungle Twat, and MJF is the only one that actually is,
Twat. I love it.
A superstar. But who made them the four pillars? I mean, that couldn't have been Hobbs, Ethan, Ricky. If we're staying young,
just doesn't do
And
it for me.
no, and every person that AEW pushes, I mean, it's symptomatic of the problems that they have. Not only for the bad wrestling and the overbooked finishes, and nothing's ever clean. There's always got to be an afterbirth. Someone's running in, or someone's like they have no disqualifications. They bury the referee. But the chief among their problems is they pushing the wrong people, and the fact that they're bringing back the wrestlers that brought them to the dance that is part of the demise in the first place. What is bringing back Orange Cassidy going to do for your ratings? What is putting Daniel Garcia with the Death Riders going to do for anyone? Certainly not going to do anything for Daniel Garcia. What is the point of bringing Andrade back and you put him
Immediately sticking him with the friggin' Callis family?
With the latter day NWO? We got 12 members in here, and none of them are over. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned ratings, Craig, because it's about to get worse or better.
Depends. Yeah.
I don't know. So the way it used to, I'm just going to read this verbatim and go about as quickly as possible, and hopefully you can take in that information. TV ratings are being measured differently by Nielsen going forward, and this will complicate comparisons we make starting roughly now. TV versus ratings data from before now. What a sentence. Anyway, up until now, generally, Nielsen TV ratings data has been measured with the panel-only methodology, sometimes called, who cares? That methodology will be phased out now. Yes, you pointed that out 6 times. I should have proofread this. Nielsen is now transitioning away from panel only, which is like households. They just assume households. When you boil down to it, that's really what it means. We assume this many households will be watching it. And the new methodology called Big Data Plus Panel. Panel only data has been based generally on representative sample of households whose viewing is actually being metered. The national audience is then extrapolated based on that sample. Nielsen claims big data plus panel will improve accuracy. The Media Rating Council has accredited the methodology, which at least means the nonprofit third-party organization that attends for this very purpose agrees that it's a credible form of measurement. Big data plus panel uses massive device level data from set-top boxes and smart televisions. Panel data is also in the new methodology to validate the big data and scale measurements. So we're about to find out how many of these people who are gung-ho about these companies are stealing cable. We're about to find out real fast. So if I'm interpreting this correctly, and I want to be clear, I don't think I am yet. I think I'm missing. I don't know if the big data is coming after. I don't know. Did the numbers did the measures measure up? Did the numbers measure up yet? I am completely distracted by baseball. I'm trying. Did the numbers for the digital stuff come out yet, or is that something we're still waiting for? Because 300,000 is bad if that's including the max numbers. I'm calling it max. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think the big data has come out yet.
Okay.
I think these are I think this right here will be the last of the. I think the big data will start. Again, I'm only piecing this from what I seen on social media because because I was trying to get through WrestleNomics because that's where I get the ratings from.
That's exactly the article I was reading.
Yeah, okay.
From WrestleNomics.
Yeah, I
get them from. Well, I have a new website to check out every week.
So I think this is the last week, but even still, if you're AEW,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And you're doing 300,000 head to head with NXT, and you can't even get half of their viewers.
We can debate all day whether or not the booking. We could debate the booking of AEW all day.
Mm-hmm.
We can. Or WWE. Anybody. The ratings are going to tell the story.
Yeah.
So somebody tell me what the F is going on in AEW, because that's not good.
No.
And I hope that number improves.
It's got to.
I do hope that number improves.
Yeah. And you give me something to watch, and it will. Because the horses they've backed are not winners. They're not the you look at the people that did make a difference, and I'm not even going back to Punk. MJF is a ratings grabber, proven to be a ratings grabber.
Sure.
Him and the Hurt Syndicate was the last time they did anything over 800,000 during that whole angle that they just squashed out of nowhere. But you took the tag team belts off the Hurt Syndicate, the only true stars you have. You just had them wrestle a 3-way hardcore match against the only team that beat you. And what will that do? You have an ineffective world champion. You've done Hangman as world champion before. It did nothing. And going from Mox to Hangman, that's a lateral move. That's not going to improve the quality of your programming at all. Certainly isn't going to draw you any more viewers. It's for AEW fans or the loyal, hardcore AEW faithful. But for the people that like that kind of thing, those are the kind of thing those people like. They're not attracting any new fans. If I just turned on AEW out of the blue because I like wrestling, I was like, well, okay, well, who are these guys? Why should I care? The announcers sure aren't going to tell me anything. There's no VTR to before the match to say why these two guys are fighting or why these two ladies are fighting or what. I don't know who any of these people are. And there's no exposition. And there's no reason to care.
I used to defend when Dean was still co-host. The main host, really. I used to defend multiple people commentary tables. Maybe it's me getting older. And I just mute most wrestling. And and just so you don't think I'm fair, I'm sorry to all the African Americans I might offend. I cannot fucking stand Booker T. There goes my slip. I can't stand his commentary.
Oh, it's terrible.
I think it sucks. Stevie Ray was a better color commentator than Booker T. Stevie Ray at least he had timing and could actually talk about what's going on. I don't know what Booker T's doing. Are you gaining more audience that way? Is that how the young people, somebody explain this to me. The old cracker, please. I want to be educated. Why Booker T is on commentary? Anybody on social media or listening to this later on, please tell me why.
No, there's no reason why Booker T is on commentary other than he's well liked within the organization.
I love Booker T.
The Federation. I do too.
And I love Booker T too. I would have him do anything else.
Yeah, no, but he's a horrible commentator because he doesn't commentate. All he does is catchphrase and I mute it because he scares my cat because the noises he made. Oh, here we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, and she's in my lap right now, so I'm not trying not to say it too loud.
Yeah.
But he doesn't bring anything to the table as far as any type of technical knowledge or play-by-play. He's a character. I know he's playing Booker T because if you've ever heard Booker T. Huffman or Booker Huffman talk, you have a conversation with him. He doesn't talk like that. If you've ever watched him on any A&E biography, or even on the LFG
WCW, anything.
or any WC, or even when he's just talking, you know, he makes sense. And the guy can tell stories because he's been there.
He's pretty well
He's done
spoken,
that.
contrary to popular belief, apparently.
But you wouldn't know it on his commentary. And I'm not even putting this all on Booker because I'm sure he's been told
Nope.
how to sound, or how this is what you say, or something like that. Because when Booker T is playing Booker T, Booker Huffman is playing Booker T when he's on commentary.
Yeah.
But he's awful. He's absolutely awful. And I said the same thing about Undertaker. I can listen to Mark Calloway stories all fucking day.
Sure.
The guy, I can hear him talk anytime or interview anybody. He is great to talk to. I don't want to see him wrestle. I didn't want to see him wrestle in his prime. Yeah, you can have the Undertaker. I'll take Mark Calloway any day. You can have Booker T, the announcer. I'll listen to Booker Huffman talk any day.
Maybe not for dinner. I wouldn't have him for dinner.
No, I wouldn't have him for dinner either.
So I'm looking on screen right now, and we're gonna talk about this also while we're speaking for everybody who is listening. I have the ratings, WrestleNomics, as recommended by one Craig Lagans, the professor. So I guess this is average by year, quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Obviously, for Raw has stopped this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Rampage, because for some goddamn reason they took that show off. Oh, because it was only doing 209,000, 100,000 viewers.
Yeah.
So as a whole, as far as wrestling goes, this is not good.
No.
There has been a general downturn for everyone. SmackDown's was, I guess that's when SmackDown. Is SmackDown also on Netflix?
No, SmackDown's on USA.
I was going to say, I've been watching it. How is that on? Okay. So around that time where Raw went off to Netflix, the SmackDown numbers also tumbled.
Yeah.
That's still bad.
I agree. Compared to obviously AEW would kill for those ratings, but SmackDown's numbers have continued to dwindle. That also because of the product, and I know there was a desire to keep both brands separate. You could only see certain stars on SmackDown compared to Raw, but
I hate that. I've always hated that.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate it. I don't care about the super shows. Don't go back to that. Just do it's the same company. Stop it. Stop it. The only thing we got out of that was awesome video games again.
Yeah.
You have, again, TKO, for all of its many, 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 many faults. TKO WWE has this gigantic content production machine.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these places to stick these superstars they have signed.
Yeah.
You don't got to split them.
No.
Stop. They don't care about the draft.
Well, as long as and then just the same goes for every wrestling company. As long as you give quality programming, if you want to have the SmackDown show with the same superstars have a different feel, or you do something like I remember there was one that there's more wrestling on Raw, but there was more talking on SmackDown. Like SmackDown, it was almost like setting up Raw. But if you want to keep it interesting, set up a match on Raw and have have that match on SmackDown and vice versa. You can use that show to set up your other show. And especially with SmackDown now, if say everyone, I mean, I know they like to think, but not everyone has Netflix. So not everyone's going to see your Monday Night Raw because they're used to seeing it on their basic cable TV. So have a Raw recap on SmackDown or make that your first hour.
Remember when we first started this multiple show thing? It was
Mhm.
very clear that Smackdown and also Thunder, well, they didn't start that way, but the Thunder very, very quickly became the B show,
Yes.
which unfortunately meant that the show that was on for 25, 30 years became the C show.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about Saturday night.
Yeah.
The standard bearer for wrestling
Standard. Yeah.
became an afterthought, but at least we got Golfing Darso. And
Haynes
and-
Stewart.
and we also got janitor Duggan just taking the TV title and defending it, which
Mhm.
as bad and just stupid that was, at least we got segments out of it,
Mhm.
and Duggan put all his into it, but that's real disrespectful. Even I'm not like treating Duggan that way, you pricks. But yeah, was it Scott Hall? No, Kevin. Slam dunked the TV title into the trash can on Nitro, and
Mhm.
that's what you had, Russo. Okay. This is an overall look of the actual numbers, the percentage drop-offs, I'll call it, for
Mhm.
each show, and they're all in the red except NXT. But NXT's getting there.
Yeah.
Rampage is constant down. Dynamite faring better, but not there. It's starting to drop again. Collision's a constant drop. NXT is kind of all over the place, and again, which fits with the fact that we think it's the best wrestling show, period, on television.
Mhm.
WWE Raw went up right before it went to Netflix, and SmackDown is a constant since the Q3 of 2024, a constant down. So are we going to does this mean we're finally going to get ratings numbers on Netflix?
I hope
Or
so.
do we not know? I don't know.
It's weird. Whenever a show does great on Netflix, all I hear is about how it's the most watched, the most. I heard it about Happy Gilmore. I heard it about K-pop Demon Hunters. They had record viewers. I heard about Squid Game. How many millions of people watch Squid Game? Yet I haven't heard anything about Raw. How many people are watching Raw?
The booking's not good right now. It sucks. That show is there.
Yeah.
There's good moments, but I
Mhm.
just not enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm staying on. So are these the numbers? This is what they've reported. So supposedly, WWE Netflix is reporting between 2 and 3. Oh, it hit 3 million in August.
3 million. Okay.
Well, how accurate are these? It's defined by as accounts watching on average throughout the duration of the program. Is similar to the worldwide DVR plus. Okay.
Mhm.
They also have it broken down by hours viewed, which is wow. So if I'm to believe those numbers, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So where are the HBO Max numbers? So I want to know. Okay, I would like to know. I guess. And then we have HBO Max simulcast are not counted in TV. This is getting way too complicated for me to.
Yeah.
This
You can watch a show.
Starting
Yeah.
to piss me off.
Well, it's going to get
considering
worse.
I don't even want to talk about the friggin' ratings in the first place. Go ahead.
Well, AEW purists or even your Dave Meltzer will try to make, the ratings on Max or try to combine the two or make it better than it. And then obviously if you're AEW or an AEW purist or apologist, you want to try to spin the 301,000 viewers on a Tuesday into something good or positive, or say, well, we haven't got the Max numbers yet. I don't even see it on Max unless you're really looking for it, because if you turn on Max, they're not promoting AEW. It's whatever was on HBO or tonight's the season finale of Peacemaker. You'll see that all over, but you're not going to see anything pertaining to AEW in any meaningful fashion, that will get someone, even an AEW purist, over to Max. It's not. Where is it? Where can I find it? It's not even prominently displayed on their face page.
Ice had more commercials on TBS TNT than their own show.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm talking to our
yeah. Derek said he's coming in at 7:30.
Yes, please. I can come in till 7:30. Yes, come on, please.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold off on moving to the next subject since our friend is coming on.
Okay.
Yeah. So in general, this is all bad.
Yes.
It's not good. I know we could argue one's better than the other, but like, okay, and like, this is not good. Whatever happened with Triple H, we are guilty of being part of the, man, it's going to change. Oh, it's going to be, holy God, it's going to be so much better Triple H than Vince. And I have egg on my face, man. It's a chore for me to tune in, and I love wrestling. I'm trying. What say you?
I watch just because it's a routine, and because I know when not to watch. I know when they put it on and Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes is coming out. I know I got at least.
How dare you? How dare you? You and I are going to fist fight about Seth Rollins one day, Craig. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I get it.
I know I have at least 10 to 15 minutes before anything happens, so I can make dinner, do my laundry, wash dishes until something actually does happen. Because the entrances are interminable. Same thing with Jey Uso. And I know every segment's the same. They're going to start. If someone's going to come out first and they're going to talk. Gone are the days when the show starts and here's our first match. At least with AEW, they do start off with a match. If you cut down the entrance, I miss the days when they would start a match with two guys already in the ring. Because
those
we knew
were
what was
nice,
happening. Yeah, I miss those days. So, that because the formula is always the same. That's why it's boring. That's why they're down. You can set your watch the same thing with AEW. It'll start off with a match against, two guys will go for 15, 20 minutes without selling. Somebody will win with something, and then somebody will attack them afterwards, and there'll be a pull-apart brawl, and then we go to a videotape package, and a videotape package is something else, and then the next match will be the same. Two guys or four guys trying to kill each other. There'll be tables. They'll fight all over the ring, all outside the ring. No count out, no disqualification. And that match will end, and then somebody will attack somebody after that bell, and after the bell. WWE matches aren't like that. There will be a decided finish. I mean, the match will start for 30 seconds, and then they'll go to a commercial break. Instead of, you could have gone to a commercial break during Seth's entrance or Cody's entrance or Jey Uso's entrance. But it's better to start the match and then 30 seconds in have a commercial break. Hey, it's D-Mac, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek McDonald is here. Derek, we are in the midst of the ratings chat, as I would say, and we're kind of to catch you up, it's not good for anybody because every single number is going down. It's all trending down. NXT's is trending the least by a long shot, but like everybody's going down. And I also found out through WrestleNomics that apparently about 2.5 million people are watching Raw on Netflix. I don't have any HBO numbers, but that number is also lowering because what Craig and I have been talking about is the booking is so boring.
They're It's funny. While I was at the barbershop, I was reading about AEW, and apparently they wanted Texas to sign an NDA
Mm-hmm.
when they ran All In because they didn't want them to announce the actual numbers for attendance because they wanted to inflate them. So they announced like 28, 29,000, but in reality it was 21,000. So that gives you the mind state of that company. But yeah, it's I don't want to call it a bad show.
It's boring.
But it's not.
It's not bad. It's boring.
It's boring.
We're a step above bad.
And they're back to we're just going to sign people to sign people thing, which isn't going to fix. Like I heard somewhere that they might sign Cedric, which if Cedric decides to bury the hatchet, fine. And the person who reported it was Meltzer. He goes, the idea is you can bring Cedric in and he can be the guy to take the pinfalls so that Shelton and Bobby don't have to take the pinfalls. Well, why would you beat the youngest guy in the group?
Yeah.
Isn't the group made to protect him?
But why? And I guess because they don't want MVP taking any more pinfalls, even though MVP's a manager. And he that's why he did take the pinfall
I was
because
gonna say that's why he took the pinfall.
yeah.
You just
What's
watch the show.
there? It's like Jim Cornette taking a pin in a mixed tag.
Yeah. You watch a show and it's just like stuff being thrown at the wall. I love Mercedes, but why should I care about anything she does? She wrestled a random match, good match, but she wrestled a random match with Lacey Lane, who was in WWE earlier this year. Where's the story? Why should I care about her? Pac is back. Everybody's excited to have Pac back, and then he loses.
Yeah.
So why do I care about Pac now?
Yeah, I'm trying not to buy into that logic, but every turn, every time I'm like, no, that's not happening. It literally happens.
Yeah.
It literally happens. I was excited to see him back. I was like, all right, Pac, he's got a haircut. Okay, let's see. Yay. And then it was like, yeah, he lost.
Yeah.
Why?
Guy's been on the shelf that long, and you bring him back and new and improved, and he loses. They do that with everyone. You're all the way back. You're debuting Jay Lethal, and the fans went nuts. I went nuts, and you have him lose to Sammy, and they had a perfect out too because Sammy did this stupid dive.
Yes,
ran and hit his head on the outside. Count him out. Give the belt to Jay. And then have Jay walk with the belt every week. And Sammy goes, well, you never beat me. He said, well, I won the match, so I'm the champion. There you have a program right there. But no, Sammy's got to, even though he's concussed, bring him back in so he can, because he didn't get all his shit in, so he can beat Jay Lethal on his first night. It's like, what the fuck sense does that make? You bring Pac back, and how much you want to bet Andrade gets pinned by Kenny his first match?
Yeah, and if you look at Raw, Maxine Dupree has been doing backstage stuff with Becky.
Yeah,
right. The crowd's into it. Maxine's not the best wrestler, but the crowd is into it. She doesn't pin Becky, but she beats her by count out, and the crowd was so invested in it that they popped for the count out win.
Yeah.
If that was AEW, after weeks of them having tension, Becky would have beat her clean in the ring and Maxine would have been anything.
Nope.
They give you no reason to care about anybody anywhere. The Jurassic Express is back together, right? Cool.
Yeah.
The last time I saw Luchasaurus, he was still in Christian's group. And the last time we saw Jungle Boy Jack Perry, he was with the Bucks. He comes back, no explanation why they're back.
That's what I think about Jungle Boy name. All right, go fuck yourself.
Now they're back together.
Fight me for it, little guy.
Now they're back together for no reason, and they're feuding with the Bucks for $5,000, $500,000. Why do I care?
Yeah.
Why do I care?
Yeah, there's no backstory. And I was telling Dan at the time, NXT went head to head with AEW on Tuesday night. And the first match on NXT was the return of the Hardy Boys on WWE television. And they went over and won the NXT tag, another title for the Hardy Boys. counter programming was Mox against, was it Ibushi?
Ishii.
Ishii.
Yeah.
And in a no sell thought. Spike pile drives and everyone's getting up. And by the way, AEW, that's how you get the Hardys over in their first match together. You have them win. And not do garbage matches, garbage 8-man matches with other people.
They won the titles, and they're bringing that into their rematch against, please make this okay, the Dudley Boys, and
yeah, well,
that's something.
Yeah, the Hardy Boys coming back meant something. If you have the Hardy Boys in AEW, make it mean something. Have them. They did the same thing with Edge and Christian.
Yeah,
they blew that.
And I trust, because Shawn Michaels, like I said last week, is probably the best booker out of everybody. I trust whoever beats the Hardys for the title, it's going to be a big deal because of the way they've been built up.
Do we know that it's just Tony Khan booking?
Yeah. Well, anyone else spoke.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, okay. It is.
And he doesn't ask for any opinion, and he doesn't get that. He doesn't even instill that in his wrestlers to ask for any advice from the younger wrestlers there. Look, I mean, we've gone over and over and over again how many brilliant wrestling minds that were in AEW at the same time. Jim Ross, Arn Anderson, Jake Roberts, Mark Henry, Tully Blanchard. Right there, just picking their brains. And what did all the veterans say, at least to a man? Even Punk said they didn't ask for any advice. They never say anything. Dax Harwood went on a podcast and talked about how Ricky Morton came in to look at AEW. And Dax started crying because nobody went over and talked to Ricky Morton. And said, you know how much fucking money this guy's made? You know how many crowds he's drawn? Just stand next to him. You'll learn something. But that's not instilled in anyone in AEW.
No.
At a very lower level, but New Moon. Tank Tolan.
Yeah.
We all know the guy was on Smackdown. He's one of the dicks. Debating what we thought of the dicks, I don't care. The guy was on television.
He was on the show.
He was on the show.
He made the show.
He would come and tell the guys before the show, hey, next time you're here, I'll be here all day. I'll be here at 7 a.m. If you want to train, talk, go through moves in the ring, I'll be here. Not one person ever took that man up on it.
He was on TV. He was on TV.
Maybe one or two, but no, out of 20 guys, 2 showed up. Make sense.
But he made the show. If you're a college ball player or you're trying to get break and you hear someone who played in the NBA, I don't care if he was garbage truck juice. He was in the NBA. You're not. That's where you're trying to be. Talk to the guy.
I don't care if the guy's on TV for 6 months. Somebody saw something, got him on the show, picked him to be on the show. Talk to that man.
Yeah. I grew up playing basketball, football. Football, I played in college. When I was in middle school, my mom grew up across the street from a guy named Rob Moore. Rob Moore played wide receiver for the New York Jets. Rob Moore wasn't a Pro Bowler. He didn't win a Super Bowl, but he played 8 years in the NFL. I remember my uncle saying, you go across the street and you ask him every question you have, and then you ask him more. And from that moment on, whenever he was in town, I would go talk to him. When it came to basketball, the barbershop I went to right up the street here, Speedy Claxton would be in there once a month. And this is when he was playing. He had just got drafted from Hofstra, and he was playing for Philly. Wasn't an all-star, wasn't a superstar. You play college basketball, Derek. He's in the NBA. There's no question that you can't ask him that's going to be stupid. So for people to see, like you said, Tank Tolan, who was on television, went through developmental, knows what it takes to get there, at least to get a look to go there, for nobody to ask him, it's ridiculous. Javon Evans just did an interview, and they asked him who he talks to. He goes, of course I talk to Sean. He goes, whenever I see Punk, I grab Punk. I send Punk my matches. I'll send him my matches if he hasn't watched them live. And he goes, and I talk to Matt and Jeff every single day. And that's what you have to do when you're a young guy coming up in the business.
The only guy in AEW that has done that, and I'm saying this because he removed his AEW tattoo, so he's already looking at when MJF was in WWE during one of those backstage skits, he said, and I forget who else it was. It might have been Bruce Pritchard. It might have been Triple H, who said he asked when he was there. He asked everybody questions. What does this camera do? Or what does this guy do? Or he's in the back and he's in the truck. What does the guy in the truck do? And he's in a backstage skit where he's probably going to maybe see part of his head or his arm, but he's asking everybody what they do. What does that guy do? Or how does he get here? Okay, so if I'm walking down here, what's going to be seen, or where does he have to be to make sure that it looks like this when it's on television? He asked everybody, and he was a sponge. Mm-hmm. So I know he's still like that. So yeah, to the overall question why Tony Khan is booking just himself, because the same thing he's instilled in all of his wrestlers: don't ask for help. If you think you can do it, just do it.
Yeah, and like you said, MJF. Listen, MJF, I'm on to you. He shows up for a couple of weeks. He disappears for a couple of weeks, and he shows up. That he's trying to make sure he doesn't get hurt on his way out the door. Nobody can convince me any differently. And Powerhouse Hobbs, who Mark Henry said he took him up. That. Yeah, he comes in, he wrestles for a couple of weeks, and he just disappears. Let that contract run out, buddy. But Mark Henry, when he left, he goes, the only people who would listen to me really was Jade Cargill and Powerhouse Hobbs. Mm-hmm. Jade Cargill left not too long before Mark Henry to go to WWE to take less money. If you don't think Mark is telling Powerhouse, you have to get out of here and you have to go somewhere else to learn to become a star, you're crazy. Because what can you? Jake the Snake is still there. Yeah, he's still there collecting a paycheck. He's not on TV. Why not have him? Look, Tony, if you want to book, fine. Have him sit in the room with you and run stuff through him.
Have him sometimes book the show.
Yeah, sometimes the sign of a great leader is giving up some of your power and letting somebody do it for you.
Yeah, and he's we're 6 years in almost. He's not going to do it. If you employ Jim Ross, who is the head of talent relations for the largest wrestling company of all time, who is booked, talked to, interviewed, been in the room with, created, discovered more talent than you will ever see in your entire life. If there was no Jim Ross, there would be no Brock Lesnar. Okay? He's the one this guy. I want this guy. And he can make you some money. Yeah. And that's what Jim Ross will say, make you some money. I know that it doesn't apply in today's wrestling. Someone's going to draw you money. Now it's about ratings or who sells your merch. But if you didn't pick that guy's brain, then there is no hope for you.
Did you see I think it was from his book, where JR was doing like a talent evaluation from OEW. Yeah. And he was spot on. He's like, Cena, he can be the next thing. Randy Orton can be a superstar. Brock, like he nailed each and every one of those guys. Mm-hmm. And to have that guy in your company and not just listen to go, hey, JR, who out of everybody we have here, who do you think could be a star? And how can I just not to ask the simplest questions it's crazy.
And his evaluations, I'd have read the same thing, Derek. He said about Randy Orton, could be a great star, but he's undisciplined. If he gets his head on straight, he could be the man. And he saw it back then that Randy Orton had all the potential in the world, but couldn't. And even the guys that missed that he liked. Because I know he liked Rob Conway. He looked like $1 million, but he said the guy couldn't get his head straight.
Yeah. Even I think it was Victoria. He was like too good not to make it. Like just little things like that. It goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Do you think so? Then, looking at the other side of it, what's going on Raw? Because, like, I am unimpressed. It's just meh.
I saw a report that said they're shaking up creative because they know people aren't happy with the show.
Mhm.
I think, and I could be wrong, if I had to garner a guess, they're trying to go. I think LA Knight might be the guy to beat Seth Rollins for the title. I would hate that they have him rubbing elbows with all these top stars just for him to lose again. Not to do anything.
Good.
No, I was going to say the bloodline stuff is building back up again. You can always count on them, but outside of them, I mean, the Judgment Day has been breaking up for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with them. There's just the members change.
Yeah. And I heard this. I read the same thing, Derek. I think they're taking they're reshuffling the deck as far as creative goes, and the only person that's staying on is Road Dogg. I guess you got to have the whole DX contingent in charge of things, even though they were anti-establishment. Now they are the establishment.
Yeah.
It's funny how that.
But yeah, well, they've called attention to the fact that LA Knight. He was the last person to pin Seth Rollins, but that was also his last win on television.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's super over, and with a guy like that, he's got to win more than he loses.
Yeah.
So, him taking the belt off Seth would help, if only because obviously people want to see Punk and Seth at some point, because Punk has to have the belt longer than 5 minutes. Go ahead, Dan.
By the way, when I put my finger up, I'm doing the Press of Steve thing. Please finish what you're going to say. I just want to make sure I'm next.
No,
right.
I finished.
And that goes for everybody. Finish your thought and then throw it over. I don't want to interrupt anybody. I want everybody to finish what they're saying because I talk too much as it is. So, do you think Triple H is eventually off creative? And do you also think... I made that question up, but we can answer it because I remembered my actual question. Do you think it's the fans seeing the ticket prices and going, why bother? Because that's certainly part of it on my end, because I'm like, I'm never going to be a part of it. Well, I'm not paying that. No disrespect to John Cena, even for Cena. No. Do you think it's part of it? Derek, you first.
I don't know if Triple H will ever if they'll ever fully get rid of him, because he's the face now. Like, he's replaced Vince as the face. I think they will make him give some of those duties up. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, it's not working. You're going to have to bring somebody else in to help here. Maybe every time I say this word, I think about WCW, a booking committee. Because he has the people there. He has Regal, He has the people there to help him. I don't know if he'll ever be completely ousted. I do think they realize if this show sucks, then we can't charge people these prices.
Right.
Because if you remember, the prices started going up crazy when Rock was there and he was doing the stuff with Cody and Roman, and that's when it initially started to go up. And you can't call Roman every time, you need to book a house. You have to build new stars. Exactly. So I think they realize that. Like, we want to keep charging these absorbent prices. We need to make it a show worth paying for. Even though, to me, no show is worth paying those prices.
No, not $3,000 for a...
I wouldn't pay to see Sting. I'd literally pay to see nobody for that much.
No, yeah.
Except Genesis. That is by one people would understand. Why is Regal not booking something? And I'm going to throw this all the way back to when he was in AEW, but especially now since they supposedly know better, how is Regal just a mouthpiece? I'm sure he's not just there as GM. I'm sure he's talking and training, but why is he not booking?
But he has input. I don't think he's going to he has input and he has influence, especially in NXT. As long as the son's there, he's going to be there and making his voice heard. And because Triple H adores Regal, and it was with Regal, he got his first push. They were the original Blue Bloods before he left. So he's always had the utmost, admiration for
Do you
Regal.
do a French accent? Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But to answer your question, yes, he has input as far as him being a prominent booker. I'm sure that's on the table and that's been discussed. But honestly, as long as Sean is doing the job that he's doing, I don't see Regal stepping into that position anytime soon.
Because
And he has.
Go ahead.
I'm sure Heyman helps with certain people. He has Gabe Skopolsky. He's on. He's still around.
Right,
And they
Gabe's
have what's his name from TNA. He's helping in NXT and AAA. He was in WCW too. He produced all the broken Matt Hardy stuff and the Wyatt stuff.
Oh
Shannon
God,
Moore?
yeah,
Is it
Is it
Shannon?
Shannon?
my,
It's not
no.
Billy
he
Kidman?
did. He did interviews and stuff too for TNA. Jeremy Borash.
Oh,
okay.
Borash. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't have him on mic,
Okay.
please.
Yeah. Kidman's there too.
Yeah, Kidman. Yeah, they have like a whole. I think Regal might be like Triple H's like right hand man because if you've ever seen any backstage stuff, you see
Yeah.
Triple H at Gorilla and Regal's always sitting next to him with headphones on at Gorilla
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, good. Give
Yeah.
him the book. I don't care.
And
Give him the book.
Abyss. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good
You know.
guys. Yeah, Biss,
Mhm.
Keith
Abyss.
Williams. Yeah.
Abyss.
Abyss, my little brother. That was awesome. By the way, speaking of booking, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I did
Have you
see
seen my little brother?
Jazz. Jazz is going to be down at the Performance Center. They're bringing her in again to be a coach. So there's that.
Good.
NXT is in good hands. It's
Yeah,
probably the best
NXT is
it's
great.
been.
I'm talking about, can we get Regal up to Raw and fix that crap? Like, please. I know you're like, no, I'm not leaving Florida, but
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to fly around the world. Yeah.
Paul, it's okay to like I need help.
Yeah.
I need help here.
Yeah.
The same thing with Mr. Khan, and I mean Tony. It's okay. I
Mhm.
would actually think more of. I don't really think less of Tony, but I would think so much more of Tony as a wrestling guy. If you went, you know what, I'm not cutting it. I need someone else to help me, or at least take over. At least, if not help me, take over booking.
But what will it take? Will it take them only getting 300,000 viewers? Will it
Well,
take
that's-
less than that?
Misty asked a few minutes ago, do you think if MJF leaves, that will be the wake-up call people need? Do
He
you
lost
think
Punk.
that's a
You
wake-up
lost
call?
Punk. You lost the biggest star you ever had in your company.
You lost Cody.
He's an idiot.
You lost Cody. I mean, Cody went on to become the biggest star in wrestling, even though you had him. Punk was the biggest star you had in your company. The only reason you ever got 1 million viewers plus, and were in the high 800,000 to 900,000 every week when he was on. So popular, they gave him his own show to book on Saturdays until you fucked that up. So, and instead of keeping him, you fired him instead of Jack Perry. So, no, that's not it. Losing MJF isn't going to change his mind. I'm saying if the ratings going down to 300,000 and possibly even less, with the new big ratings that the what would you call them
I don't.
Was it
It's big
Nielsen?
panel. It's big panel plus.
big panel
Yes.
plus comes
Yeah.
and your ratings are even less than they are now. If that's not going to change Tony Khan's way of thinking,
Big data plus panel.
big data plus panel, if that comes out and your ratings are even worse, is that going to change his mind? Or say, hey, maybe I need to try something different?
They're wrestling in front of 2,000-3,000 people like weekly. Any legit booker would stick his head out from the curtain, see the crowd, and go, "Uh-oh,
Yeah.
we're in trouble."
Or look
right,
at the
so-
ratings the next day and say, uh-oh.
When
We're in
does
trouble.
Daddy step in and say, "All right, dude, this is ridiculous"?
He's not.
He's not. Because I think Tony Khan is using his the money that his father left
he's
him when he
using his
died.
own- yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
Wait, Tony's father died?
if his father, like the inheritance he gets if his father
okay, I was gonna
passes
say, I
away,
don't think he's dead.
he's using that. Yeah, he's
Okay.
using that.
Shoot.
Maybe if they got kicked off of Turner, maybe that would be in like, uh-oh. But even then, you look at the ratings, you would think maybe I'm in trouble of them not renewing my contract.
No.
It said a lot to me that when it came for them to get a new contract, the only people who seemed interested were the people who had the show already.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't a bidding war for it. That should have been enough to let you know.
Yeah.
What about the fans? You think MJF will be the last straw? Or...
The fans are leaving in droves now.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's
with
kind of a silly
MJF
question.
not on the show, so no, that's not going to. It's obviously not going to help.
You know what? Abaddon was like the last straw for me. Trying to watch every week, I was like, all right, what am I watching this for? I don't care.
For me,
Um,
it was Powerhouse. I just looked at Powerhouse and I thought, how could you not figure anything out with this guy?
Well, I said with Ricky. I said, how could you not figure out anything with this guy?
Ricky and Powerhouse should have been champions
Mm-hmm.
for at least 6, 7, 8 months. Have Ricky turn on Powerhouse, and then that's your next big feud. And they couldn't even figure that out.
Nope. They just had him break up out of nowhere. And they push Ricky. We're talking about all this WWE and Raw and SmackDown. Well, because they have a big pay-per-view on Saturday.
Really?
I'm still calling it that. But even they're doing it in Australia. John Cena and AJ Styles, because he wants to work with AJ Styles before he retires, even though there's been no build up. There's been it's what we used to call a cold match.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they had a dog collar match in Ohio with Roddy Piper versus Buzz Sawyer, and they had never even had any type of interaction on screen. But Piper had just turned face, and Buzz Sawyer was carrying it up in Georgia. Piper was in Mid-Atlantic, and we'll just have a dog collar match between Piper and okay.
Go ahead. Sorry,
but you're in Perth, and your homecoming. You're the biggest female star you have, regardless of whether she has a belt or not, is coming back to her home country, and you have her in a tag team match.
All I can think is and hope is maybe they're going to have Bronson beat Roman, and that'll be the big. But even then, you can't guarantee they're going to cheer Bronson over Roman, because Roman's like Steve Austin everywhere he goes now. So yeah, I would have put Rhea in a much more high-profile match.
I was about to say, because that's the match the two matches I'm most looking forward to is Rhea and Io with versus the Kabuki Warriors and Reigns and Reed. Yeah,
your two hometown favorites.
Well, I mean, the women's title match as well.
Yeah.
But
Steph
then
and Tiffany.
It's just for the Crown Jewel Championship. It doesn't even.
Nothing
to me.
Yeah, and unlike Saudi Arabia, you can probably leave the country with the belt. You can't do it in Saudi.
Yeah, you have to leave it there.
You have to leave it there. But I don't know what this does other than the cash revenue. It's for bragging rights. If
Better be a good show.
If Cody beats Seth again, or if Punk costs Seth the victory, what is that? Both guys are still champions. I don't know.
See, this is why I hate the split. I know this is a hot take. This is why I hate the split shows. The undisputed champion, the world. Pick one. They're meaningless to me at that point. I know I'm an old man, but make it mean something there, man.
I think them having these little shows in between other shows hurt them too. Like, wasn't WrestlePalooza like 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
2.
And now now you're getting ready for another pay-per-view, and then it'll be time for, I guess the next one would be Survivor Series.
Yeah.
It's easier to book when you have like prolonged breaks in between. Now there's a pay-per-view every 2 weeks. It's like, okay.
WrestlePalooza should have been the first hint to Paul.
Mm-hmm.
As much as that was eviscerated as in the reviews, that was just a boring show.
Yeah, I'll give them this. I guess Fire Triple H was trending online, so that's when they decided to make these creative changes. So at least they're aware. At least they're aware of
somebody's
what's being
aware.
said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you You got to start making good.
With that being said, gentlemen, there's a lot of Philadelphia sports to break my heart tonight. So it's time it is to, I don't want to hear all from you. You are not a factor in this. So shut your mouth.
Just saying. Just saying. It's almost basketball season.
Yes.
Go New York. Go New York. Go.
Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Woo. Oh, we don't even know if Embiid is even starting or Paul George. I'm sure he'll tell us on his podcast. Son of a bitch. Hey, look at our new black jerseys. Let's celebrate something that we also fell short about. These jerseys are nice. Let's celebrate the whole team that lost.
Well, Allen Iverson's been sober for 6 months, so you have that.
Oh, good.
And
that's good.
The AI documentary coming out.
Yes.
This week. Yes, check it out.
I am interested in that.
Yeah, I would tell you to check out the other documentary that premiered on Amazon Prime today called Saquon, but that might be a sore subject for some. But
well, look,
wow.
Maybe I'll watch it because him, Devontae, and AJ are trying not to pummel Jalen Hurts.
Here it comes.
Trying not to pummel Jalen Hurts in private meetings.
Okay, that's why they had a private meeting. So
yeah, listen, Jalen Hurts is the captain of that team. You don't like it, do something to be not the captain.
Yeah, but the most important thing before we say goodnight, guys, is to wish a happy heavenly birthday to Eddie Guerrero, who would have been 58 today.
58. Wow.
58. Yep.
20 years. 20.
It'll be November. It'll be 20 years in November that he left us. But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm that old.
Yeah.
I'm about to say he was. Yeah. Eddie. It's crazy. I knew he was like a big deal, obviously, when he wrestled. Mm-hmm. But you didn't realize how much of a big deal he was till he passed away. Like everybody talks about how he's one of their guys.
That's part of there was this phase of my wrestling fandom where I was like, oh, Randy Orton's boring.
Yeah, me too.
But retrospectively, and I'm like, no, it's not that he was boring. He is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes it look boring. I mean, he makes it look easy, and therefore you're like, I don't care. Eddie Guerrero was so high under the radar, so low under the radar. Excuse me, that was a reverse thing. That it unfortunately took his passing and people to go look.
Yeah,
for you to go, oh.
Well, see, I was the opposite. He was my favorite wrestler when he passed. It'd be like it would be like if I'm trying to equate. It would be like if Tyrese Maxey died right now. Like that's how good he was, and he was on his way to be. He would have been world champion later on that year.
All the problems on that team, Tyrese Maxey ain't one of them.
Yeah, and it's crazy because if you listen to guys who were like his last year alive, like Kurt Angle, Edge, Ray, I've heard Randy say he was in so much pain, and he had slowed down so much. And I guess the years of wrestling and getting bigger, he had broken his body down so much. They said that he would go in the back and he would get upset because he couldn't wrestle the way he used to wrestle because his body was breaking down. But you could tell he had slowed down a bit because he had got so big. But you couldn't. But he was still great in the ring. And I always tell people my favorite version of Eddie was when he first came back when they fired him from WWE the first time. He first came back and he had like the mullet. He wasn't really big yet, and he was like working random matches with Austin and Rock, and he was just quick. He was so good. He was so amazing. And then his body started to turn on him. But even in like WCW, I remember he wrestled a random match against Ric Flair in Nitro in like '95. And it was awesome.
It was a great match. Even chunky Eddie Guerrero, man.
Yes, when he had the jacket, he was awesome.
That was
you want a great blast from the past. Watch his first match in WCW versus Terry Funk, who handpicked him because he and the Guerreros go way back. But it was Terry Funk versus Eddie Guerrero. Eddie was 19, and but watch that. And you could see it, but it was a a longer than average squash, but it was Eddie's tryout match, and Terry Funk handpicked him for that.
I want
for that reason.
Eddie.
He said Ric Flair
Well-
did the same thing. They said the match he had with Ric Flair. Ric Flair came in and was like, "Give me Eddie,"
Wrestle Eddie.
and Bishop.
Give me
And
Eddie.
Bishop was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He's a Guerrero. I know he's good. He has to be good.
You see,
He's a Guerrero."
that's why bookers need somebody in their ear. Bischoff
Yeah.
has no friggin' idea who the Guerreros were.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew who the Guerreros were, but he had no idea.
hmm
Of course, I want to wrestle a Guerrero. Shut the fuck up, Eddie.
Yeah, he's good. He's a Guerrero. He has to be good.
Exactly.
All right.
And
Go ahead. Finish
I was
it
gonna
off.
say
I'll talk about Eddie.
my favorite Guerrero image was WCW Eddie when he was cut. You can see the
Oh,
coming in and I'll say it over and over again. The greatest pay-per-view match of all time was Eddie Ray Halloween Havoc '96.
I mean,
Maybe
that
the
match
greatest
was
of all time.
what was that match, like 8 minutes? Like, it wasn't even a long match.
No, but
yeah, I
it's
think
still
it was like under 10.
but still the greatest match ever I've ever seen on pay-per-view.
Isn't that where we get Dusty's athletics-ism?
Yes, athleticism.
A tremendous athletics-ism. You know what I mean?
What I liked the best about heel Eddie, he would come to the ring with a cruiserweight belt. That was back when the cruiserweight belt meant something, and you could see the pops that the crowds had. He'd come to the ring with the belt around his hand, and he'd always pick one fan to just
And just
stare
stare.
at.
Just
Oh,
disgusted.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that little...
Yeah, he's just
Shit,
disgusted
I
at him.
hate you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it'd always be one fan. It wouldn't matter what side it was. He'd just stop and just...
He was that's my other favorite version of Eddie. He was on fire then.
Definitely.
I also appreciated Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc is just under 15. But that's
Okay.
also
Wow.
with entrance. That's with
Oh, okay.
entrances.
That's what yeah.
Okay. And they started hot too. Like
They
it was like-
started. Yeah, they start hot. Yeah, with those guys.
Oh, it's without entrances. Okay, it's longer than I thought. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's and then halfway through, Eddie starts gouging the eyes of the mask out, trying to
Yeah,
rip
and ripping
his
it off.
mask off.
Yeah.
You diabolical bastard.
And then Eddie Rey Mysterio wins, and he's thanking his family in the camera, and Eddie just blindsided him while he's talking to the camera.
Yeah, he
It's just-
Yeah.
And I also liked, hey, look at this, Eric. I'm pouring
yeah.
coffee on myself now. Oh, who knew he could cut a promo? Duh.
Yeah.
Craig, where can people follow you?
They can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok at Craig Ligon, CraigLiGons.
I am at danlaw.tv. Follow me on social media. I'm hanging back a little bit because, can't say anything anymore. Free speech is dead. That's what they told me. So, follow me there while I'm crying about whatever happens tonight. We're celebrating. I'm not sure yet. I have not met. Derek McDonald is nowhere. Don't follow him on social media. He doesn't want you to. He wants to be friends while you're on the show, but after that, go home. For Craig LeCons and D-Mac, keep it on the paper, keep it nonviolent, and always push back. Good night.
And there you have it. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show, motherfucker!